ICN.talks, the podcast where we aim to interview C-level executives, founders. Welcome back, guys. In today's episode, a very special guest, Laura Inamedinova. Originally from
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
Wow. You look amazing indeed.
Thank you. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for
very
having
much.
me.
Thank you. For the very first time at ICN.talks. How it's been lately for you?
Actually, it's very good. The markets are booming. Everyone's excited, waiting for that last drop for the bull run to start. So I'm happy.
Yeah, indeed, the output from the States, it's exactly what we wanted. But I don't want to go too much in politics because that's another part of the world, right? Even though it's with huge implications for all of us in our industry. Why blockchain? What are you doing in this industry? Why did you choose this industry?
So to be honest, this is the question I ask myself probably on daily basis. What the hell I'm doing here? I honestly got into crypto by accident. So back in the day, I was studying physics and I wanted to be a scientist. My goal was to work in a lab, create some kind of new innovation and be a scientist. And that was an amazing dream until I actually went to college. And I realized being a scientist is not as glamorous as TV shows or movies portray. It's actually being stuck in a lab 10, 12 hours, doing some kind of research, crunching numbers. And then I was like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. I want to try something new. I want to see what the world can offer. And probably that was a good twist of faith. One of my classmates in college told me about this magic internet money. Hey, there is this thing called Bitcoin. You can mine it. No government owns it. And you know what? Back in the day, it looked interesting.
What's the year?
So I heard about Bitcoin first time in 2016.
Wow.
Too bad. Back in the day, was a poor, college student, and I couldn't convince my parents, like, sell the house, take the loan, go all in Bitcoin. I bought a little bit. And the thing is, that little bit gave me this first step into the space. I bought it, I started holding it, started researching about it. At the same time, was starting to work more into tech, doing marketing. And I got approached by one of the first ICOs. I remember the guy approached me and he was like, Laura, we're going to raise money. And we're going to have only the 3 W's: website, white paper, and a wallet. And we're going to be rich. I remember looking at him and I'm like, crazy? Like, what the hell? Like, you have no experience. You're probably like 23 or 24. What are you talking about? But for some reason, there was something back in my head where I was like, maybe I should trust that crazy guy. And I was like, okay, let's give it a go. We raised 7 figures within a couple of days. And I remember sitting there and I was like, what is happening? This is not a real life. And then I made this decision that, hey, whatever this is clearly working. I want to be in the space. I remember I was 21, just out of college, trying to build my career, realizing if I'm going to go to TradFi, I'm going to do all the other industries, I'm going to be someone with zero experience, surrounded by people who are twice my age, and I'll need to work 10 times more harder to prove myself. Whereas in this crypto space, especially back in the day, if I work very, very hard for a couple of years, as the industry is so new, I'm going to grow together with the space and I'm going to be considered OG quite early on. So that was my decision to be like, hell, I'm going all in on crypto.
That's an incredible mindset. But how did you, from where all this fire, like where this big drives come from? Like, I mean, because even now, like I can see that your energy is to the roof. Like, what drives you in this road?
That's a very good question. So I grew up in Eastern Europe. I come from Lithuania. And when I was growing up, I saw a lot of people, my parents. I don't come from rich family. I came from a middle class family. I saw them struggling. I saw a lot of my friends' parents struggling. And we had this mindset, which is very popular across Eastern Europe, is all you can do is work 9 to 5, have a house in suburbs, go to vacation once a year, and then have a small pension on the line. And that's the life I saw growing up. And I realized this is not the life for me. I want something more for myself. And there was not a lot of opportunities except the internet. Internet was one of those things that give you freedom to not just be local, talk to local people, friends, classmates, but see a bit more beyond. So me wanting more in life, wanting more for myself, and having this opportunity through basic crypto and the internet was that catalyst that made me say, okay, I'm going here, I'm going all in.
Right now, are you Dubai based?
So I try to spend my winters here. Summers, unfortunately, are way too hot. And genuinely, I love my country. Like Lithuania is a great place if you own a crypto business, you want to be established there, especially if you want to have like a crypto license or e-money license. But if you want to build a business, you want to do sales, business development, that's not a place to be. There is very little things that's happening, but just quality of life is good. Safe, good infrastructure. What else you can wish for?
Just to an environment to spend money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not to make money, but to spend money.
But it's a different country, right? I mean, like when I go back to Romania on vacation, even though I do it very rarely, like maybe once every 4 or 5 years. Of course, I love my country, but it's a totally different country when I go on vacation. Like when I spend 10 days there, it's it's wow. But just to live there every day, no, I don't want that.
It depends, actually. So I've been to Bucharest. Amazing. Like I really enjoyed it. There was a crypto conference.
Yeah, I mean lifestyle and stuff is nice. It's cool.
So yes, if you just want to work in front of a computer, you want peace and mind, you want to go out somewhere, have food, you have some friends, like you want to have just an easy life, it's great during summer, of course, because winters are super cold. But if you want more for yourself, you want to be in a place surrounded by very smart, intellectual people, you want to be stimulated in that way, like Eastern Europe is not a place to be for sure.
Dubai, it's the destination for.
It's one of those destinations for sure in the world. There's of course US, London, we have Singapore. I personally love Dubai. I love, again, the infrastructure, the safety, how many people are here from our industry, so it's very easy to network as well.
Yeah, in our industry is this, the ball is running. Like Dubai is hot for maybe April, right? Maybe in this period right now, October, November, and then it goes to Singapore, to Miami, as you mentioned. Which one is your favorite, like, forever?
In terms of business or fun or vacation?
Let's say business.
So business, 100% Dubai.
100%.
100%. Like the people I met here, the business I've done was incredible. Like this is that place in crypto if you're outside US.
Yes, indeed. I've been living here for a while, and I can say that I came to Dubai not really prepared for what's going on here, but Dubai taught me a lot of things, and it's
very welcoming
incredible,
as well.
Yeah. And lifestyle, which one is your favorite?
I've just been to New Zealand and I fell in love. Like if you want to imagine heaven on earth, New Zealand, the nature, the people, the surrounding environment, it's food, everything is incredible. Someday when I'm gonna like retire and I just want to work from my computer, New Zealand is the place I'm gonna be.
Really?
I loved it.
I mean, depends what you like to do, right? It's like you go and you like to spend time in nature like that.
I love nature. I love horse riding. I do that as one of my hobbies. And I also want a place that's safe, that has good food, sunshine. Incredible. Like if anyone has a chance to travel to New Zealand, do it and then text me and say how you loved it and how basically that was one of your best decisions.
Have you been to Japan?
No, that's on my list. I've been to more than 60 countries and Japan is still something I need to visit.
Yes, you should. It's very nice. 60 countries.
60.
Well, that's a lot. That's really a lot. Like it is something. And what else? Where you have been and you like the most?
So I've been to all the continents except Antarctica. I've been recently to Argentina. I have a few employees there from my agency and I visited Buenos Aires. Incredible place. People, food, environment. Their economy is not doing well, so they're very bullish on crypto. If you want to hire people in the creative industries, Argentinians are very good at that.
Yeah, of course. The big, even Brazil, right? Brazil, they have a big attach to crypto.
100%.
Yeah. what I want to ask you, are you running a marketing agency, right?
Yes, so I do a couple of things.
Is
in
it
this
a
space.
global one, or like you have a specific area where you focus
So
on?
let me do a little bit of shilling and let me
Please,
introduce
yeah,
the
go
agency.
ahead, no problem.
So I run a marketing agency. It's called LKI Consulting, and we've been in crypto space since me doing the first project in 2016. Right now I have 27 employees, and we help projects to launch their tokens, build their communities, and afterwards to increase their token price. We work with projects from all around the world, anything from layer 1, infrastructure, DeFi, to gaming and metaverses. So anything in between. And I would say our biggest competitive advantage is we actually know how to do growth and how to build a sustainable community, not to buy bots, but people who are going to be excited about your projects. We had all of the biggest players in space as our clients, from like Binance, KuCoin, Bybit. We also work with a lot of layer 1s like Mantle, Solana, and others.
I mean, this is a connection game, right? I know you are very well connected investor, but in terms of marketing and growing community, that's not really not as easy. It's not easy at all. But how do you actually approach when you do the DD and you see the project is not really top high quality, or at least at the starting point, and you know that is going to be a lot of challenges on the road to build that community around them?
So if the project is not tier 1, not even not tier 1, if the project is built on the narrative that is not attractive right now, and the founders don't have any kind of competitive edge, we as an agent don't take them as a client. Like, it's very hard to market something that's not needed. So we are in this luxurious space already where we can choose the clients we work with. But let's say you're a founder, you're building a product, and you see that something is not working, pivot. Don't build something that's not needed. Look into narratives. Right now we have Ton that's very hot. Meme coins are very hot as well. Solana is as well something that's gonna being talked about. So pick the narrative that is hot and build on that. Narrative-based marketing will outperform any kind of other narrative right now.
Narrative is also a matter of it has this time sensitive attached, right? Because it's hot now and you start building it, but you don't know if that's just a hype of 4 months or 6 months, right? How do you approach this?
If you want to be successful, you have to be quick. No one waits for you till you're gonna get ready. Launch fast, fail fast, learn, repeat. In this space, speed is a priority. You're not a corporate, you're not Barclays Bank, you're not HBC, you're not a legacy business. You don't have the luxury of time to try things out, see how it works. No, you do fast, you see the market. If it doesn't work, you move on. I'll give you another good example.
I love this, yeah.
Pump.fun, one of the most probably profitable projects right now. I met one of their guys, one of the early employees, and I was talking with him like, hey guys, how did you build it? What was the idea? How it all came about? And he was a young guy in his early 20s, and he was like, the founders tried 7 different projects that failed, and number 8 was Pump.fun. The founders failed 7 times. Can you imagine doing something 7 times and failing and still doing it again? And why did they fail? Not the right project, not the right narrative. They would try it, no traction, do something else. They try again, no traction, do something new.
But I'm giving you this scenario.
Yeah.
We are now in the discovery call, okay? And I'm that founder who failed 7 times. And your question is like, tell me your background, tell me what you have done, right? And then I go, I fail with this, I fail with this, I fail with this, and now I want to build this. Like, how do you see this? You go like, okay, tell me some positive, or how is your DD exactly? What you're looking at?
So if the founder comes and says, hey, I failed 7 times, but this 8th idea ticks all the right boxes that we see is going to sell, I'll be like, please sign here. We want you as a client. We want to take a lot of tokens. We invest in your success. And when it comes to our DD, key thing is the founder, their experience, their determination. During these years in the space, I've worked with a lot of different founders. Some of them had better projects, some had projects that weren't that good. But the key factor of success, of launching a good project, getting investors' money, was not the experience, not even the narrative, is founders' determination, grit, and perseverance. So imagine you hire an agency and the agency needs to chase a founder 24 hours, 40 hours, 72 hours, and they're not responding. And you have, let's say, TG in 2 weeks. And the founder doesn't even have the time, it's not usually not a time, it's a priority, to respond to people who are responsible for your project success. So being out there as a founder and putting it all in is the most important factor of success that makes or breaks the project. And I've seen founders with mediocre projects still do very good launching tier 1 exchanges just because they persevere.
How do you differentiate the vision versus dreaming? Like when I go, you ask and say, what do you want to achieve with this project? And I go something like big. How do you see this? You say, oh, this guy is dreaming, like living in the clouds, or you see this as a powerful mindset, a strong vision to build?
You know what's the biggest difference between dreaming and a vision? How confident you are you can make it happen. If you say, oh yeah, I want to build this $1 billion business, I'm gonna be successful, I'm like, amazing, do you know how I'm gonna do it? I don't know. But if you're like, I want to do this business, this is my plan, this is my go-to action, these are my partners gonna help me, this is the vision. I know you get it there. If you know how you wanna get to your goal, even if it takes longer time, even if you fail a couple times in the way, but you know what you're doing and where you're going, this is perseverance. This is that grit.
You have, I would say, excellent lenses to scan the project. Once the team is green line for you, okay, this guy, I like them. Even the project is on the right path, right? Okay, they solve very nice problem. The problem exists indeed, right? Because sometimes it's just a fake problem, right? Or it's not really the top one. It's not ranked the top one. What else? After that, what you're looking at?
So once we know the team is serious, the narrative is there, the product is there as well, we start looking more into who are their partners, who are their investors, who are the, say, launch pad, the order agreement. So who are the people surround them? Are they the right people we want to be associated with? The project can be good, the founder can be good, but if they have very sketchy people or people with an interesting past associated with them, that's where we say like, hey, no, we don't want that. That would say the third and key thing. If all of these three things are green light, then we're like, sure, let's start working together. And then once we start working together, we go very deep into the project and we make sure whatever is being claimed is actually correct. And we had situations in the past where we start working with a project and they have specific numbers, statistics of, let's say, how many users they have, what's their TVL, traction. You start working and you realize these numbers are faked. Then we'd be like, thank you very much for all the work we have done so far. Goodbye. Then we cut it very, very fast because it's also our reputation in line. Because if I represent a project, I go to Launchpad, I go to, say, Exchange. We help projects to get listed on all the tier 1 exchanges. And if something goes wrong, that's my reputation. That's my name on the line.
Yeah.
And reputation is the most expensive thing in this space.
Indeed. Staying here on the reputation, we met a couple of times on some private events. How do you approach this part of networking and how do you choose exactly the events? Because I met you at some of them which are really private and exclusive. And I didn't see you, for example, into other events. How do you approach this?
So when it comes to events and people, I'm very selective who I hang out and interact with because you don't want to, again, be associated with the wrong people. In terms of events, it's more about who is hosting them, who is inviting you. And then once you show up in an event, you see who's the guest list. I've had situations when I come to an event that looks very promising, right? Companies hosting it. And based on the audience and who are attendees, you'd be like, I need to go. And then you take, 40 minutes drive from downtown to Marina. You stay there for 5 minutes and you order a taxi back home.
Yeah, it happened. But isn't it strange that those events sometimes that you have this feeling of, oh my God, I need to drive there another half an hour or something. But somehow you make it, right? And then it ends up being like an amazing event. You meet excellent people, great connections. Did it happen to you like
Oh
this?
yeah, 100%. Sometimes like, hey, it's so far away, I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. But then, hey, it is. Thing is, how I approach networking, I don't approach networking for the sake of, oh my God, I need to meet someone, I need to make money, I need to sell something. I approach networking as like, I'm here. I want to meet interesting people who I am happy to hang out, who I'm happy to talk to, interact to meet them as people rather than them as potential, business partners. And when you go with this approach without any kind of push, because I really believe in energy, what kind of energy you radiate to everyone, if you go there without any kind of immediate, lack of like resources, where it's like, hey, I just want to meet people, you meet the right ones, you attract the right ones, and you don't have this energy of lack, which people really feel.
Yes. How do you manage when you get scenes? Or maybe you get like, you message someone, you want to connect from different reasons, right? You want to do business and you go like, okay, saw my message, but no replies. Do you take that at the personal level, or like, okay, it's
I
business?
usually get replies to my messages.
I'm absolutely sure about that. But I'm sure also you take scenes, right? Sometimes. Or maybe not lately, maybe at the beginning.
In the beginning, yes,
Yeah.
100%. But the thing is, you need to understand that everyone in the business is here to make money. Like, that's a whole thing of business. Why people do business is to make money. It's not a non-profit.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it's not a charity. It's not a non-profit. We're all here to make money. Simple as that. So if you want to approach someone, will that message make the person more money? If the answer is yes, and it's valuable to them, they would be stupid to say no and leave you unread. But if you go left and right, let's say you're fundraising, and be like, hey, I really want your money, please respond to me. Of course they're gonna leave you unseen. They don't, like, you're asking them to give you money. You're not giving anything in return. So my recommendation...
You are a Me Too product.
Sorry?
You are a Me Too product.
Exactly.
Eh?
Yeah.
You end up being...
Exactly. So you need to understand that people are busy. People are here to make money. So you better make sure that whatever message you're sending is a message that benefits them. Another thing, people... and this is very, very common in this space, are all about short-term value and short-term gain rather than long-term relationship. And if your first message to a person you never met is like, hey, I'm fundraising, please give me money, or hey, I'm selling this product, please buy it, of course they're gonna ignore it. They don't know who you are. They don't have the time and energy to look into it. Build long-term relationships, because imagine you have a friend and your friend reaches out to you and be like, hey, like, I've been your best friend for 10 years. I'm starting this business. Can you help me out? Can you introduce me to someone? Can you give me an advice? Of course, you're going to help out your friend of 10 years because you have built a relationship and you like them, you trust them. Whereas if it's someone who you just met on the street or they're even sending you a cold message, you're going to ignore them. So build relationships first, get warm introductions, and then your response rate is going to be much, much higher. But be there for the right reasons, because a lot of people here are for the wrong ones.
In terms of, I know you're running a part of a VC, right? Illuminati Capital. And you just told me that you are doing great with that as well. What do you want to achieve? Like, what will be your best perfect picture at the end of this game, let's say?
Illuminati Capital or my personal?
You.
My
Laura.
personal,
yeah,
100
you,
million.
Laura, with all this...
100 million. That's
100
my
million.
goal.
Isn't it too small amount?
I like this feedback. No one never said me it's too small.
I think it's small. I think you think too small.
Today, I'm Laura and I'm changing my goal. No more 100 million. Now it's going to be 1 billion.
Danny involved.
Thank you, Danny. I'm going to quote you, Danny, next time. When someone asks me what's my goal, I'll be like 100 mil. Be like, no, not 100 million anymore. Danny told me it's too little, a bill. But that's realistically, I'm here to build wealth. To build wealth not just for me, but for my family, for my future family as well. And then down the line, once I'm going to have that wealth, my plan is to go into philanthropy. I want to help. I love animals. I want to have my animal shelter. I want to have a non-profit fund as well to invest in young people in underrepresented countries. There's a lot of things I want to do, but number one step right now is to generate wealth that can help later future generations.
What will be your next best move in this direction?
So I think right now we did very well with Illuminati Capital. I have more than 40 SAFTs in my name as well. So if this bull market is going to be good,
yes,
in a year, I'll be chilling already, sitting very happy. If we made wrong bets, then it's going to be another cycle. Yes, then it's going to take a little bit longer.
The cats and dogs, they need to wait.
Yes, they need to wait a little bit. And horses as well.
And horses. Wow, that's a nice mix. Cat, dogs, and horses.
I do horse riding, so I want to have a horse sanctuary. My goal is to have a very big estate with like 10 horses, like 5 dogs, and like cats, have maybe some alpacas. Like that's my down the line dream. Have it somewhere, maybe in Lithuania, in a countryside, and just, enjoy the easy life, the soft life.
And how is that avatar of a man next to you in this picture? Or do you want to do it? Are you seeking freedom, like the ultimate freedom, like that? Just be.
No, I definitely see myself down the line, having a relationship, getting married. But it has to be a strong man next to me, someone that I'll respect, and that our life's vision would kind of see in the same direction. And that's the most important thing, because if two people, it doesn't matter if it's like romantic relationship, business relationship, or friendship, see their growth in the same direction, they're gonna grow together. And that's number one thing for me, growing together with the people who surround me.
But you need to if this path is available for you to like growing together, it means also he's not yet there, right? Are you willing to go along?
I'm willing to meet someone wherever they are, and if all of the ticks in all of my long list of requirements are met, grow together, of course, 100%. But it has to be a person who shares the same values and beliefs of the world as I do.
Because as I can see, you set the bar very high, right? It's okay. It's perfectly
And you
fine.
set even higher for me right now.
Yes, I'm happy that I did something for you in such a short term. But when you put the bar so high, do you think is still doable? Like, who is there?
What do you mean? Is it still doable?
I mean, like, what's the audience above that bar that are willing to? Because I'm telling you from my experience as a man. Men are very, very easy to be intimidated by women like you.
Let them be a little bit scared.
But once you enter in your ecosystem, to say like that, okay, things are easier. But to break that bar is hard. It's very hard. And these guys that are willing to take the bet, they're not it's not a crowd there, it's not a big crowd there. This is a very niche audience, and of course it's a matter of timing as well, right? Do you take in consideration all these aspects?
100%. The thing is, I'll better be single because I'm very happy with myself, just being alone, I have a lot of friends, than be with the wrong person. Because that would be unfair for me and for him as well. Because you don't want to end up spending, 3, 5, 10 years of your life and then, getting a divorce or breakup. So it's better to wait, build yourself, be comfortable with you, and then the right person comes. And of course, it's a small group because I want to be 1% of 1%. So my target audience is also 1% of 1%, 100%. But this is what makes it exciting. You want to be with a person who challenges you, who makes you thrive more, who inspires you. You want that. You don't want a person who is going to tie you down, who is going to be like, oh no, whatever you have, it's okay. Like, I want to be a better version of myself every day Would it be business? Would it be relationship? Would it be even health, sport, gym, whatever? So I want someone who sees the vision the same way. Why would I settle for less?
Yes, absolutely. But let me give you this scenario. We have two guys, okay? Both of them are waiters, okay? One, when you talk to him, is, yeah, the restaurant is close to my house. Our owner is very nice guy. I like it very much, like salary in time, no problem. Scenario one. The other guy is waiter, okay? You talk to him and he goes like, my vision is to work here for the next 2 years, save some capital. I'm outside of the job. I'm doing connections with all the, the suppliers from this. I'm attending events. I have, other restaurant owners that I'm going to, approach them to teach me to. This guy, the second one, is not a waiter. Yeah. So my thesis in this is that the waiter is a mindset, is not the position itself, right?
100%.
Okay. So now you meet the second guy. Is there any chance that you see these things and you go like, yeah, that can be a possible bet, or you like, no, I'm like, so he's still a waiter.
So the thing is, it's not about being a waiter. It's about being in a similar lifestyle, for example. How would that waiter feel where I travel the world, fly business class, go to like nice holidays, because I can afford it. It's my own money. I want to buy myself a Hermes bag. I go and buy it. So let's be honest. That second waiter, even though he has the growth mindset, he's going to be intimidated. He's not going to feel comfortable. And I believe a man needs to feel manly with a woman. And I don't think this power dynamic is going to work. But I have 100% respect for a person, no matter where they are, where they come from. If they have this passion for success and they're doing whatever they can to succeed, even though it's failing at sometimes, but they're pushing it, mad respect. That's a person who sooner or later going to hit the jackpot.
But the love is not working like that. Like it takes one look to
You sound like
disappear.
My mom. Because my mom is always telling me, Laura, what if you're gonna meet this? She's always saying like, not a janitor, she's always saying this like construction worker. You'll look at him and you're gonna fall in love. And I'm like, Mama, if it's gonna be a day when I'm gonna fall in love with construction worker, that's gonna be the day.
Yes, indeed, because there is no logic. Like all your marks will be damaged in 1 second.
If that happens, Danny, I'm gonna call it, be like, that's the day I fell in love with a waiter. It's gonna be forever. Please come to our wedding.
I did it 200 mil. We are good.
Yes, we're good. But that problem is it's usually wrong power dynamics. Like I'm still, Eastern European, and I have this mindset. I want a man to be strong, masculine, so I can be in my feminine. And even though I go out there in business, I need to present myself in a certain way. I need to fight for all of these allocations, opportunities, clients, and it's all great. But I'm in my masculine energy. I want to go back home and I don't want to fight. I want to be a woman. I want to be that irrational woman who is being asked where she wants to eat. And she's like, I don't know. You decide. Like, you need the right power dynamic between a man and a woman to have a successful relationship. And if a man does not feel masculine, it's not going to be possible.
Yes, I agree with this. I mean, there are certain things that you can't negotiate them. You have a great mindset. I'm sure you'll be successful, but because the timing is not right, we can do pretty much
there is a
anything.
very nice quote. Men want girls that look pretty, and women want men that are rich. It's not necessary, but it's add up.
I will say that we like what we see, right?
Exactly.
And you go like you want to feel how to say, you want to feel protected, but not only financially but also intellectually. I think in a very back end, this is the entire game. Like and my question will be like, what are your 2 top or 3, whatever, you just mentioned few, alpha men things, like,
What is important for me?
yeah.
So number one, what I always believe is a man is worth as much as his word. And there are a lot of people in the space, not even men, women as well, who say things that they never intend to follow through with. So if the person talks and never does, I do not respect that person regardless of the gender. But a man is worth as much as your word. If you say something, you do it, or you shut the fuck up. And like, pardon my French, but this is number one thing.
Yeah, that's a very alpha thing.
Yes.
For us. Yeah.
Number two is having a vision and direction where a person wants to be. If you're a man, what is your plan? Where are you going? And then when you know this plan, where you're going, where you want your life to be, you choose a woman who is happy to go along with this path, with this route, whatever the route is. So having a clear plan and direction. And number three, how you act when shit goes down, when things are bad.
I'm laughing because you have this all these things in place, and I really want to see you after 2-3 years. And we'll
I will wait my invitation.
Yeah, it's open always for you, and I will be very interested to see this part with all these cans in place that you have.
Thing is, I tried dating other scenarios and it didn't work. In the end, I respect everyone as people. Sometimes I don't respect some men as men because they don't act that way.
Let me tell you what will happen.
Please do. Please entertain.
I'm just opening now
Please.
You are going to experience a lot of personal growth, okay? And you go higher and higher and higher. At one point, this audience will be even smaller, okay? That potentially will fit the door, right? And then you'll end up just removing a lot from all these marks because it doesn't make sense anymore.
So I end up with the Alejandra with the 6-pack?
No,
it's not that bad as well?
No, I don't think so. No, or maybe you can take Alejandro for a weekend in Singapore just because you want, but that's not the case.
Tanned, tall Alejandro with a 6-pack. Sounds like a very good deal.
Yeah, I don't know. What the way how I see it is just a very powerful man financially, and with this status in the business field. That's it. And then you go like, okay, a little bit there, but that's fine. I think that will be the most important thing that will actually give.
I suggest let's make a bet, and it's gonna be public out there in the
Public,
internet.
yes.
How it's gonna be in 3 years down the line. I come, you can invite me in podcast, whatever podcast you're gonna have in 3 years, and whoever I'm with, I will tell you.
You'll bring him here at the
I'll
table.
bring him here, 100%.
My friend, what did you do? Yes. I mean, like, of course, this is non-crypto related and non-investments, but it's good people to enter a little bit in your world, right? Because it's not all about money.
No.
It's all about how you do it, right? And with
money is easy. Money is
what
just
type
energy.
of principle, yeah.
Money comes and goes. Like I know it's very easy for me to say right now, I don't pay attention to money that much. I know if I'm gonna provide value to people will pay for that value. Like it comes and goes, it's easy. The hard part is energetically being aligned with that. That's the hard part. And if you understand that money is just energy, you have a switch in mindset.
Since when you got this page, like, okay, money is just a tool?
That's a very good question. So during COVID, I was very much exposed to a lot of different like spiritual stuff, from theta healing to manifestation to law of attraction. And that really taught me a lot of things about how I perceive world, how I perceive business, money, and all the opportunities. And when I change and shift the mindset from me being, and I know I was in a victim mentality at one point as well. Oh, I come from Eastern Europe. I'm a woman in this manly dominated industry. No one's going to take me seriously. Everyone's going to say, oh, this blonde girl, whatever she knows. And trust me, I got these compliments to, I know what I can do. I know my value. I know my worth. And if they don't see it, that's their problem. But I know that my track record speaks louder than anything else. Opportunities came. So many opportunities, big successful projects that listed very well, really good investments that it 10x's, is when you start seeing yourself as a winner. You start seeing yourself who is entitled to success. People feel it. And I think even you, Danny, you go to all of these events and you come to the room and you scan people. Let's say there's like 10, 20 people. You energetically feel who is the CEO, who feels confident, who is out there, who you want to talk to, and who are the non-confident people who probably are not doing well in life and they're not performing. And it's not about the looks. It's about how they stand, how they act, and how energetically they feel.
Body language.
Body language as well.
You have indeed very nice approach. I mean, like in back end, your operational management as an individual is really nice. I mean, like we are on the same page with a lot of things. Okay, let's assume that you did also, like after that you just go and live this life with cats and dogs and that's it.
Probably I would live this life
something.
for like a couple of years, then I will get bored, super bored, and I'm probably gonna go back to investing. Another thing that I really, really want to do down the line is start some kind of education program for people in developing countries to go into entrepreneurship. Could it be grants? Could it be mentors, teachers? I don't know yet how, but this is my future goal as well. For example, doing programs in like even Eastern Europe, it could be in certain Southeast Asian countries where people gonna be taught how to start online business, how to start freelancing, some first steps into freedom and not relying on working 9 to 5 for a boss.
So you want to change lives?
I would love that. I think I'm already changing lives, but I want to change it at a grander scale for sure.
Have this kind of impact in but why this is a fulfillment for you?
I don't know why it is, but I feel like I was born with like a lucky mark on me. I definitely feel like I have a guardian angel of some sort because I've been genuinely lucky my whole life, just things working out for me. And I feel this obligation and a duty to return a favor. That's why I do a lot of free mentorship. I've been a mentor in like Big Brother community back home. I do sometimes free lectures in universities, in colleges to inspire people. I also take mentees who I teach about business, about how to start a mind, how to start some kind of career. I had a few mentees that approached me with like very specific goals. Let's say they want to make X amount of money, they want to get some kind of promotion, and then work together for like 6 months, 9 months, and they get there. And that's the most rewarding feeling for me. Seeing that person grow, seeing that person achieve goals that looked unreasonable for them is just incredible. There is, I don't know the better feeling than this.
Yes, indeed. I mean, like, is this personal journey of these people where you get them from very low points, I will say, and not only financially, because some of them they might have even more money, right? But they have a lot of fears, they have a lot of doubts, so then you go and you need to fix first these things. And after that you install actually the vehicle itself, the business. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can make it, right? And indeed, after that, it's I had businesses on e-commerce, so I had a lot of students when actually I teach them how to launch products and do things. But I face exactly the same person at the same avatar. But I can do it, but a lot of fears, internal.
Fear is a choice. The same way as success is a choice. Every day, people choose what they're gonna do when they wake up. They wake up and they're like, okay, now is the day I'm going to conquer. I'm going to learn. I'm going to spend time improving myself, finding ways to succeed in whatever they're doing. Or I'm going to be paralyzed by fear and paralyzed by indecision. And I always say, no decision is also a decision.
Yes.
And people choose how they're going to live their life. And if they choose to be paralyzed by the fear, that's their choice.
But how do you deal? Because it's not something that you can't avoid, right? You definitely you feel fear. I mean, let's say you are about to sign the biggest contract ever, right? 7-figure, whatever, 8-figure, like big one, right? That scares you. That you wake up without alarm when you think about it. How do you deal with, or maybe do you have this kind of thoughts like, oh, maybe it's not happening, maybe?
Of course, I have this anxiety. I wouldn't say it's fear. It's more anxiety. Oh, I want this to happen. It might not happen. But I take it as like a normal part of business. You know why like CEOs, directors get paid the most at the companies? It's not because they're the smartest ones. They get paid for stress, for ownership of results. And in the end, if you want to play in a big league, the key thing, what you need to understand is you're going to have to deal with a lot of stress, with a lot of uncertainty, with a lot of changes, and you have to accept it. That's the price you're paying. And that's just part of the game. So I accept it as the way it is. And I always say, like, if I'm going to continue on pushing, persevering, no matter what, and then you're going to get result. Let's say you have this big contract, something falls through. Okay, there's going to be another contract. There's going to be another contract. Like, the world is not ending. You always have a chance to get a new contract, a new client, a new opportunity. So as long as you don't give up and you go to that, 8th business that becomes Pom.fun, you're good.
Very nice. Very, very nice. I like this because it's indeed the reality when you understand that sometimes business is just at the table. You do the business, you do the opportunities there, and then the rest is the execution, and you just leave the team to operate the entire thing. But yeah, that's massive. It's very nice.
And the thing is, in the end, as long as you have food at the table, you have house, where to live, additional 10,000, 100,000, million is not going to impact your life. So when you detach from that and you focus on, hey, my life is going great, my base is going great, whatever the base is, everything else is just extra. It's more fun money. That's how it look money. It's like fun money. I'm not like attached to them. You lose the stress. But if, and there's another.
But 100 mil is 100 mil, yeah?
Of course, 100 mil. But like, will my life have a huge differ? Like, will my life will be very, very different right now when I'm going to have 100 mil? Not really. Okay, maybe I'll have a bigger house. Maybe a little bit nicer car. But realistically, it's not going to change dramatically. It's going to be just more money.
Where do you see this? Where do you see this line? Like from here onwards, it doesn't matter. Tell me that number.
The biggest, I would say there are a couple of changes, like a couple of mindset shifts you make. So the first mindset shift you have is when you start making 10K a month. Like that's the first shift. Next shift, I would say, is around 50K a month to 100K a month. And then the next one is already like $1 million a month. So I would say these are kind of these shifts you can make. But the first 10,000 is the hardest one to make.
Why?
Because it's all about mindset. It's all about seeing yourself not as someone who needs to work 9 to 5 for like $2,000, but someone who's worth charging someone, because $10,000 is already a consulting client, it's already some kind of service-based stuff, being worth that money. People are going to pay you whatever worth you feel like you have. And I remember back in the day when I started working with clients, it was one of the first clients that I sent a proposal. I think it was like some kind of marketing strategy for like 1,500 euros. Something was very, very small, I remember. And I signed it. Everything is good. We worked with the client. And 3 months passed. And I'm talking with the client. They were all happy. And they're like, by the way, Laura, you should increase your rates. Because we had a budget of 5,000 euros to pay. And we saw you only wanted 1,500. We're like, okay, sure. There is so many opportunities that you miss because you have low self-worth. And working on seeing yourself as a winner, as someone who is entitled to success. And I want to emphasize this word entitled, like even egoistic, that you need to succeed, of course, not at the expense of others, is the key thing of building yourself, building your business, and just persevering through whatever is that life throws at you.
And this is one of my favorite strategies ever. Like if someone will ask me, how can I double my revenue? Just simple as that, double the price. That's it.
100%.
Double the price. And then, okay, you might have a bounce back for a while, but then the entire market will perceive you as this rate, at this, and be sure you deliver, right? But that's the way how it is. You should put yourself in the position to be worth like more and more and more.
100%. And then people will also respect you more. If people pay more, they respect you more. I don't know why it is, but people don't respect services when they pay little.
Yeah, that's true. And this is happening. This another strange thing. Did you notice that the moment you put a lot of value behind your time, you became suddenly arrogant around, like the more value you put in your time, I think the more respectful you take from the audience,
100%,
right?
100%.
Like they go, okay, like I have half an hour, just tell me, or I can do it for an hour from 1 to 2. That's it. Then I can't. But then you are like, she's arrogant. She's playing. Like, how do you deal with these things?
I usually don't get that arrogance part. Maybe they think in back end and they never tell me. But I'm very, very selective with my time. And I always say like, hey, I'm here to give you the most value, but only I can do that and if you respect my time. So if, for example, we're working with a client, I'd be like, I can come this hour on this call. I'll give you everything I have, but I won't be available 24/7 for you because I have other clients, I have other obligations. If you want me to be more present, sure, just pay more. So it's about how you frame it and how you like put it. As long as you're nice about it and not rude and you're friendly, it's usually received quite well. Like I know I was never called arrogant before, so I think I'm like.
I mean, your personality is it's a friendly avatar. I saw you around. Like you like to talk. You don't stay there in one corner, even though you say that you are super selective. But once you are there, you are not that type of.
Yeah.
I'm not talking. I'm not doing like.
No. I like people.
Yeah.
I like learning their stories. I love seeing how they do business, how they go around this world, because I feel like every person can teach you something. And it's not like, and I feel like you can give a lot to everyone who you meet and they can give you a lot as well. And it can be a lesson, not even about business, it can be about person, about relationship, but there's always something to learn.
I want to talk more about investments and stuff, but that's the, I would say, the technical part, right? Because that might be easy though, like once you have the connections and once everything in place. But then I wanted to discover more, like who is Laura behind this front end product, like everything what we see on all your posts on socials, and I saw that you are super active on, or at least active, not super active, but on LinkedIn, and you put a lot of posts talking insights. I was super curious to know more about you. Now
So
I
what
know
did
a
you
little
learn?
bit. Now I learn a little bit. I think you are a great person. I think your focus is on providing value around, and then in the back end, increasing your status as an individual, right? Like you want to be perceived as a high level individual in the space, and I think you are. And after that, I didn't see that part with dogs and cats.
But that's my dream.
That's nice.
I have 2 rescue dogs back home in Lithuania. I love animals. That's my sensitive and soft part.
Yeah, it makes sense. What else? Okay, we talk about these achievements, life achievements, marriage not yet is
Not yet.
not yet is still there. Let him wait. Let him
Let him
let him build.
let him build, let him have fun, do all the stupid things that he comes to me all matured.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for coming to ICN Talks. It was a pleasure to know you in person, and I discovered a very nice personality. And
Thank you for
I like
having
it.
me.
I'm sure you are doing great with all the investments. I want to see you building great things, and the bet is open. Yes,
The bet is open. What are we betting on?
we're betting on that. I will say that in 3 years you will be in a totally different position financially, higher, because you will face maybe the largest bull run ever, and then you are like to the roof, okay, and then all these expectations are for the guy, right? Are even higher and higher and higher, and then it will be like almost impossible, and then you'll be end up having only one. Like, okay, if he's at this stage with me financially or even more above, that's the only way I care. Because because if he's there, then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in place. But even if he doesn't, let's say only 3 out of 5 or whatever, if he's above that bar, you are good, because that's.
So in 3 years, either I'm sitting alone and bringing you the best bottle of champagne, or I'm sitting with someone and you are bringing me the best bottle of champagne.
Yes, indeed.
Deal?
Deal.
We're making it.
Yes. Thank you very much again. Where they can find you? Let them.
So if you want to connect with me, I'm very active on LinkedIn. So basically just put in my name, Laura Cornelia Inamedinova. You'll find me there. And also on Twitter, Laura Cornelia.
Are you active there?
I'm very active there as well.
Nice. Okay, guys, that was for today. Thank you very much for watching. See you again on the next one.